gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
And now to concerns from some people living in Haddonfield, Camden County. And it's over a recent rash of crimes in their normally quiet neighborhood. From burglaries to home invasions, even arson. Our Steve Keeley went to see what's going on exactly.
Never in my life would I think that I would have to be in a movie calling 911 saying, I think there's somebody in my house.
I don't feel safe in this beautiful town.
Woo! So when you see the suburban white woman feeling the pressure of the leakage of crime coming from the community and the communitino alike, that is when you start to see things start to shift. But I, quite frankly, don't think we will start to see things shift for another couple of decades because nobody's voice really matters anymore. It's all the politicians and their donors and the people who put them in positions of powers. That's the only, or those are the only voices that really matter and move the needle nowadays. Even if you got people protesting and doing these town halls and gatherings talking about crime, you know, it's really not gonna solve anything unless, for one, the people take matters into their own hands, which we see the results of that. You will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for defending yourself. And then for two, we see, you know, just a blatant disregard for the safety of the citizens from our woke politicians that were elected, might I add. So very interesting to see this crime and violence leak out into other areas.
It was startling to hear Haddonfield homeowners get up one after another and tell of their recent burglaries. Suddenly awakened by their home alarms going off after 5 a.m., then finding as many as 5 burglars going through their house with flashlights captured on their home surveillance.
In 42 seconds, they were in. They slowly walked through our house. They went into the garage. They stole my brand new Range Rover. And then in the video, you can kind of see that they say, oh, there's another car. So then you see them come back into the home.
Tonight, Haddonfield residents packed this citizen-organized meeting on the patio of a local brewery. Brought here seeing videos shared by their neighbors who had the men break into their homes, mostly with a crowbar, breaking through a front door despite 2 cameras in plain sight on one of them. Then seen on home surveillance holding the device that detects where a car.
And you see a lot of them rocking the Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask.
Key fobs are, then stealing their cars out of garages and driveways in seconds just before police arrived almost instantly to the residents' nervous 911 calls.
I start to walk down the stairs and I see a guy at the bottom of my stairs.
Those who organized this packed meeting hope to get the same kind of turnout, hoping to organize some kind of neighborhood watch type group, while also urging the town's leaders.
So a neighborhood watch type group, which is, you know, essentially a small militia, if you will. That's going to be something that the powers that be, especially the local woke Democrat activist powers that be, are not going to like, and they're going to immediately slap the white supremacist label on that. So these people better be very organized, very careful on what they say in group chats, and, you know, really make sure that they're you know, that they're on their P's and Q's when it comes to the organization of this neighborhood watch thing, because it can backfire, especially in the eyes of public perception, which I'm sure the local media will take and then try and shift into something that it really isn't.
To get more police or more security here in Haddonfield. You discussed this with the police chief that you were having.
Yeah,
this meeting.
absolutely. We had a really good conversation, and actually his answer for not coming I thought was good. It allows us to be authentic and speak our minds.
We're here to,
bring some safety back to our town here.
One of the homeowners talking tonight cried, and her hands shook holding the microphone as she talked about looking at the burglars on her home surveillance system. Another couple stayed out of their house for 11 days after the break-in. They were still so scared. Some lost BMWs, some lost Range Rovers, and others lost their wallets.
Wow.
But what all lost was their sense of security, why they moved here in the first place. In Haddonfield, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
Developing, a 17-year-old boy was shot in an attempted armed robbery near Passyunk Square.
Let's get right out to Marcus with the latest.
Hey guys, yeah, lots to break down here. That 17-year-old was on an electric scooter, and then a group of about 8 people on 4 separate dirt bikes ended up trying to rob that person, ended up getting violent as they tried to take off. But Philadelphia police now trying to investigate this as they comb through local security footage. But it happened around 12:30 in the morning. 3rd District police officers first responding to the 911 call of shots fired. They arrived at the scene. They found a 17-year-old shooting victim. They took him to Jefferson Hospital. He's recovering right now in stable condition.
So, you know, we've talked about young people being caught in the line of fire when it comes to this street crime. And, you know, criminals across America have felt emboldened by the criminal justice reforms that have been enacted within the past few years. And it's open season for robbing. It's open season for jugging, finessing, hitting licks. And it's resulted in a 17-year-old boy being shot. So very crucial, tough times we're going through in Philly here.
This was at 10th and South Street when the initial interaction happened. That's when police believe a group of about 8 people, as I mentioned there, pulled up on about 4 dirt bikes. So they were probably doubled up, and they attempted to rob this guy on a scooter. Most likely minding his business. He tries to get away on the scooter. They ended up chasing him about 10 blocks to 10th and Federal, where the 17-year-old got shot. So kind of 2 scenes here that the police are combing through at this moment.
We did find 1 spent shell casing from a semi-automatic weapon at the intersection of 10th and Federal. We also found the motorized scooter that the 17-year-old was operating, and that crashed into a parked unattended vehicle about 100 feet south of Federal Street on 10th.
Yeah, just amazing he made it any distance after being shot on that electric scooter there. Nobody was arrested at this time. Police still searching for this group of individuals that produced this violent robbery. And once again, you got a few things coming together here with the violence in Philadelphia, carjackings, in this case a scooter jacking, I guess if you want to classify it as something, as they try to rob this individual, 17 years old, another teenage shooting victim here. So a lot to process and develop as police try to comb through local security footage to figure out where these guys are.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetizing shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
And now the details. A 17-year-old delivery driver is recovering tonight from a gunshot wound after being shot while making a delivery on his scooter. Police say the teenager was shot by someone in a group of riding dirt bikes. Investigators say they were trying to steal the teen's scooter at the time. Action News reporter John Paul live in South Philadelphia with the latest on the investigation. John.
Yeah, Rick, that teenager was shot just down the street from where I'm standing. And tonight, police are looking for 6 to 8 people they believe were involved. In surveillance video taken just after midnight, you see people on motorized bikes flying down 10th Street. This is around the same time that a 17-year-old was shot in the leg near Federal.
It's just unbelievable. Everything has gotten out of hand.
People who live in this area of South Philadelphia are outraged by what happened in their neighborhood. Police say this delivery scooter had been parked near 10th and South Street, where it was initially taken. A short time later, police say the 17-year-old owner confronted a group of 6 to 8 males on dirt bikes wearing masks who had been trying to steal it. As those males left, one of them opened fire, striking the victim in his left leg. The scooter was left behind. One spent shell casing was also recovered.
It's kind of sad, actually, because, you know, he's just trying to make a living out here, and he's probably just minding his business or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what's happening with a lot of people. Just minding their business, trying to make a living, trying to go on about their days and make money to bring back to their families in these very difficult economic times. But you have these super gremlins who know no bounds, and they're just taking anything that doesn't belong to them because they feel like they have the ability to do it, and nobody's gonna question them or you know, punish them, especially when it comes to, you know, operating in these democratic cities.
Brandon Keogh has been making deliveries in Philadelphia for a few years now and steers clear of groups of dirt bikes and ATVs.
I just avoid them and then just worry about my deliveries, that's all.
Police have been cracking down on riders in recent months. Action News rode along with police last month as they went after illegal ATVs and dirt bikes. The 6 ABC data journalism team found so far this year 122 have been seized. But some neighbors say the crackdown will only do so much to stop crime.
Everybody wants to have an idea to make things better, but I don't think I'll live to see it.
Woo! And I mean, just look at who's on these dirt bikes. It really, it's crazy. You know, it's no longer your biker gang that, you know, wears a leather jackets. You got dudes lit up in poosh icy masks with unregistered, unpermitted ATVs and dirt bikes, and they have illegal firearms on them. They are hitting what we call, you know, sliding on their ops. They're doing all these types of nefarious activities, and the mask mandates have emboldened the criminals. And a policy that was, or a suggestion is what they tried to call it, that was enacted during the pandemonium. Now we're starting to see the trickle down effects. And it's not good. It's hurting the community. It is making the cops' job way more difficult. It has normalized criminality, and this is something that we are paying a hefty price for on an everyday basis.
Stop crime.
Everybody wants to have an idea to make things better, but I don't think I'll live to see it.
Now, we're also being told that a group of supporters of that 17-year-old victim starting to gather here to show support. We're told he is expected to recover while police are still searching for suspects tonight. We're live in South Philadelphia. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Shari?
All right, John, thanks for that report. Yeah, so Jackie, we are here at 10th and Federal Street. All of this, as you mentioned, spanning several blocks. It started just about a half mile north of here. That is where the 17-year-old teenager confronted that group of people trying to take his motorized scooter. They chased them all the way down here to 10th and Federal. This is where the chase ended because one of them ended up shooting the 17-year-old in the leg. People around this area trying to help him and trying to help police piece together what exactly happened. A bullet fragment, now all that remains at the scene here near 10th and Federal Streets. Philadelphia police say last night a 17-year-old was chased for blocks by a group of people on at least 4 scooters looking to take his scooter. The chase came to an end after one of them shot the victim in the left leg, causing him to crash his scooter into a parked car.
I heard a gunshot. It was only shot once, so I called the police because I was hearing them screaming and running around in different directions.
One neighbor who called police didn't want to be identified on camera, but says this is the first time something like this has happened since she's lived here.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse in Philadelphia. I actually looked at who they recently elected to be their mayor. A woman by the name of Sherelle Parker. She is a sister, a Democrat. I believe the first female mayor in Philly's history, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the first woman to win the post. Wow. And she will be the 100th mayor. So this is actually going to look very scary for the future of Philly, because we know how woke these Democratic black women are, and they're not going to do anything to fix the problem. And she's probably going to pass bills that are headlined by, Safety and Protection Act, but all it's going to do is just enhance the already progressive criminal justice reform that we've seen fail time and time again, and enable recidivist criminals to reenact their crimes on law-abiding citizens.
Scared because this neighborhood was always so nice and calm, and especially at a park where kids are going to be involved, and these things happen at nighttime. People walk home and stuff like that. It's very, very dangerous now.
Initial reports indicated that the teen may have been wrapping up a late-night food delivery shift, although this evening police are not confirming that detail. Due to a language barrier, it was witnesses who have been helping investigators piece all of this together. Another neighbor who is a food delivery driver tells me in Mandarin he stops working by 9 p.m. for safety reasons. He's been robbed and held at gunpoint twice before, once even severely beaten. Meantime, police looking for up to 8 potential suspects who they say were all wearing masks at the time. Until they're caught, the people who live here say they're on edge.
I couldn't sleep all night. I was just thinking like, oh my goodness, they haven't said anything that they have caught the person, and this happened right outside. And I'm just like thinking, are these people coming back, or what's going to happen? I just don't know.
And Jackie, Johnny, the neighbor who was talking about the park where the kids play, that park just literally right across the street from me. There's a lot of people, as you see, walking around in this neighborhood, a lot of residences, a lot of businesses. Police really hoping that some of their surveillance cameras maybe will have captured something to help them find the group of, as you heard, up to 8 people who potentially did this.
And these biker gangs are extremely dangerous nowadays. They used to try and tell us that, biker gangs, who are listening to rock music, and these guys are a huge threat. But in all actuality, we're really starting to see the ramifications of this criminal justice reform that has really impacted the city, quite frankly. It's a devastating impact.
Live in South Philly, I'm Frances Wang, NBC 10 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.